In this demonstration, we're going to take a look at the new Saleslogix Outlook Sidebar application. And this is an add-on for Outlook, and it gets installed by running the executable program. After installing it and restarting Outlook, you'll see this new sidebar panel over on the right-hand side of your screen. You can also hide the panel by clicking on the X in the upper right corner if you want to, or move it to a different location if you don't like it on the right-hand side, but that's where it's set up by default. The next thing you're going to be doing is when you click on an email, either in your inbox or saved items, anywhere in Outlook, you'll notice as you navigate from one email to another, the sidebar panel on the right side switches to whatever linked record it finds in your Saleslogix database. So it's using SData, and it looks at who sent the email and who the email is to. And if there's more than one recipient, they'll all be listed in a scrolling list within the panel itself, and you can move around by changing the sidebar. So you'll see in this particular one that John Abbott is who sent the email. That's who I'm logged in as in this demo system. But you'll also see that it was sent to Sophia Perez, and that's why she's listed as the to, and John Abbott is listed as the from. Some of the things you can do when you're in the panel, if you want to look a little bit more into detail at Sophia, if you click anywhere in the white area of her panel, then it scrolls down automatically for you, so now you're looking at all of her information. Now, kind of starting at the top, what can you do in the sidebar? The first thing you can do is you can edit her record, and by clicking on that little edit pencil, this is actually showing you all the linked or mapped fields for her contact record in Saleslogix. So that's what it's reading. It's not reading your Outlook contact record, it's reading Sophia's Saleslogix contact record. So you can do things like change names, phone numbers, emails, websites, and addresses, all the typical things you could expect. And if you make a change in here, it's going to show up in real time in the Saleslogix client as soon as you click OK. So let's change your title from Manager of Support to Manager of Service, if I spell it right, and click OK. And then I'll show you one of the next new features here is both her contact and account are hyperlinks. So if you click on either one of those with your mouse, it's going to open up a new tab in your default browser, and it's going to show Sophia's contact record. Likewise, if I was to click on the Abbott Limited account record, you'll see a new tab pop up, but it's going to be the Abbott Limited account record now. So let's go back to Sophia's contact record and change her to the Manager of Sales, for example. And then we'll save our change in Saleslogix, click on her record back in the sidebar panel, and let's open it up one more time. Here we'll go to the pencil, the edit, and you see now she's Manager of Sales. So the changes are in real time and instantaneous. Some of the other things you can do are, if you click on the Details hyperlink, another screen will slide over from the right, and this is additional information, again Saleslogix data, that we have stored for her record. So you can see some things that are going to be available. This is a beta, so not everything is active here, and this may change a bit once the production version of Sidebar comes out. But you can see that there's some hyperlinks to other panels that show other information that you would be expecting in Saleslogix. Here's one that's for lost opportunities, and another panel slides over. And this is just a group of opportunities where she's one of the contacts on those opportunities. And you can also just go back or go home, which takes you all the way back to the original screen we started from. So let's go ahead and add a comment here too, and we're just going to call this Test of Sidebar. And what this is going to do is it's going to insert a new history record for Sophia in Saleslogix. Now you'll notice that it also added it on the bottom part of her screen because it's showing you the last 3 history items for her all of the time. So this is a new type of note that's been added into the database called a quick note. And so anything you add in this comments area in the sidebar is going to be called a quick note. But then we also have this follow-up activity, and you can see an LH, which means it was created by Lee Hogan. That's the Saleslogix user who created that history. And if I double click on it, It pops up all the information about that history record itself, including any notes that were part of it. One of the other things we'll show you is the ability to add a brand new contact record kind of on the fly. So what that does is if you have an email in your inbox, let's go to the inbox here, and if it's got a signature in it, I think I've got one in here. There we go. So we've got Lee Hogan. That's a brand new contact that I maybe don't have in my database in Saleslogix, but I want to add them. So what you can do is highlight all the pertinent information and drag it over to the sidebar, and you'll notice the cursor changes to a plus sign, and when I let it go, it automatically scrapes the data in that signature file and makes some assumptions about where the data belongs. So the more information that's available in the highlighted signature, the more thorough it's going to be in creating this new contact or a new lead. You'll notice if I click lead, the contact or the account link goes away, and if I go back to contact, it comes back. So let's say that it assumed it was Phoenix Computers because that's what was in a signature, but if it really is a contact for some other account, you can search for existing Saleslogix account records here and say, well, he's really part of Albert Fan, so we can change that. So now I'm going to be creating a Lee Hogan record for Albert Fan. I can fill out the title and the phone, any other information you know about, or maybe that it failed to match when you dragged it over. So you can create a complete record here, and by clicking OK, it does create a brand new contact or lead in Saleslogix for you. One last thing I'll show you is the timeline feature, and the timeline is more information about Sophia. So if we click on timeline here, this panel will slide out, and now you're looking at more than just the last 3 history records. You're seeing a complete list of all the history records in chronological order for Sophia. You can also click on any of these just like we did before, and it'll pop out a panel and show you more details. But I can also see that she's part of 3 different opportunities. If there's any sales orders in the system for her, those would show here. And you can also see that she has some tickets in the system, and if we clicked on those, it would present me with a list of the tickets, opportunities, and sales orders as well. So that's a demonstration of the new Outlook sidebar. It is incomplete today, but Saleslogix is working on completing all this functionality for you. So we'll blog about this on our website once that is released. It's part of Saleslogix 8.1, works with the LAN or the web client in 8.1, doesn't matter. In fact, you don't even have to have the client running for the sidebar to function because it's all being powered by SData, which is a separate feed of data reading and writing back to your Saleslogix database. So that's the Outlook sidebar coming soon for Saleslogix. Thanks for watching.